everyone, Lynn Croker here again from Superwoman versus Real Woman, live on Facebook. Yay, everyone. Now, this topic today I think is really important, especially in the last few years where there's been so much strain on relationships. And I'm just wondering how many of you out there are feeling the strain on your relationship with all the stress of what's happening around us. It's really interesting, I was looking at some statistics and they said that there's been a 314% increase. 314% increase in relationships that have considered separating in the last few years. And that's because, life is stressful enough anyway, isn't it? But there's been added stresses in this climate, and usually the biggest instigators is where we take it out on our partners, and it's really tough, not just for ourselves but everyone else around us. So I wanted to ask you, how many of you are in a relationship, or you've been in a relationship where you're just feeling unfulfilled, and you've been in that position for so long now you're just numb and you don't know what to do about it. You don't know whether to keep fighting for the relationship and working on it, or to walk away. And I know it's tough. I've had so many women reach out to me even just recently, and most of them have been in long-term relationships where they've just had so many stresses, and it seems like, and they say to me that the longer they've been together with their partner, the more they feel like they take each other for granted. There's a lot of complacency there. There's a lot of just not being attuned to our partners and not making the effort, because relationships take effort, don't they? So that's why I wanted to talk about. So how many of you, comment below, have been in a relationship like that, where you've been at a crossroads and you just don't know what to do in the relationship? So what I'm going to do is talk about 3 things that can save any relationship. So if you know anyone, even if you're not in this position, if you know anyone that's in this situation in their relationship, there's 3 things that I've identified over the years, both with my clients, in my professional capacity, and also personally, that can save, make or break a relationship. And these 3 C's, I call them the 3 C's. So let me give you an example. You're in a conflict situation. You're having an argument with your partner. And I don't know if this is a common thing with you and your partner or not, but either we call it over-functioning. We're in a stressful situation. We tend to get very aggressive. We get controlling, and we get into a heated argument. We get angry and frustrated. The other one is what I call under-functioning, which is just as bad. And I've been there myself. I've done the over-functioning and the under-functioning. Under-functioning is where we just go silent. We shut down, we go numb, and we just say to ourselves, I just couldn't be bothered dealing with this anymore. I'm over this. I couldn't be bothered discussing this because it's the same discussion that we have all the time. And so we go numb, we put up the walls, and we just basically walk away, shut down. So either one of those isn't really good. But the key here is when you're in a conflict situation, and it doesn't matter whether you're over-functioning or under-functioning, the key is to work out. So you're in a conflict situation, right? You need to identify what's not being said, reading between the lines. Because often, hey Nicole, hey Justin, when we're upset, one of us or both of us are upset and we're complaining about something, most of the time, that's not the real problem. So the problem is not the real problem. That's only a symptom of what's going on behind the scenes up here and what's going on. Let me give you an example. A good analogy is like when I was a paramedic. When we would go to someone that was having chest pain, all right, we could indicate and we could probably say, oh, there's a high probability that it's to do with the heart, or there's something going on there that needs to be checked out. So we just assume it's a heart attack and treat it as a heart attack because they've got pain in the chest. But one of the symptoms of a heart attack is back pain. And so if you had back pain, would you automatically think you may be, you might not be, but it could be a symptom or a sign of a heart attack? Most people wouldn't know that. They would just think they've pulled a muscle in their back or they've strained their back in some way. But that's a symptom. So a lot of people not knowing that would go and work on their back to try and treat what's going on with their back. But in fact, the real problem is the heart. Same in relationships. Same when we're in a conflict situation. When we're upset, we're emotional, either you or your partner. What we're complaining about is not the real issue. So knowing how to read between the lines of what's not being said is critical in this relationship, in any relationship you're having. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It could be you're having a conflict with a work colleague or with your kids or a friend. Just remember that the key thing that they're complaining about is only a symptom of the real issue that's going on. So, hey Nicole, keeps cutting out. Oh, so I don't know whether that's your internet or my internet. But keep watching. You can watch the replay as well if you can't watch this live. But so the key here is when you're in a conflict situation is to identify, and this is more easier to do in a intimate partner situation, identify what core needs are not being met with you or your partner. Because remember, this is not the real issue that's going on. So what core needs are not being met? And the third one is once you identify what core needs are not being met either with you or your partner, then that will determine and help you understand how to communicate with your partner in this situation. That's the three C's, is conflict resolution tools, then core needs and communication tools. They're the three things that are critical in a relationship situation. Would you agree? Comment below if you agree. And so the reason I talk about this is I get so many people asking me different questions, but the symptom or the issue they're having or the problem they're having is not the real issue. And so that's what you need to get to the bottom of the real issue before you can start solving the problem, the real problem. And in my workshop, I'm actually, because so many people have been reaching out, I'm actually going to be running a couples workshop. Now, I haven't set a date as yet because I'm just trying to work out the logistics, but it will be online and it will be where we talk about these three C's: core needs, communication, and conflict resolution, and how they're critical to you getting back the intimacy, the passion in your relationship. Just like, remember what it was like when you first started dating and going out. How exciting it was. So we want to help you get that back. And we want to help you communicate in a way that you can resolve issues when they come up. I mean, let's face it, there are going to be issues. That's life. Your wounds are going to come up, your past wounds and traumas. Same with your partners. We always trigger each other's wounds, and this is an opportunity, if you understand this, to resolve this problem or this wound that's coming up so that it doesn't continue to come up. Hey, Peter! So the fact that you want to be able to communicate how you're feeling in a way, first of all, understand how you're feeling and communicate it to your partner so that you can feel seen, you can feel heard, and that they can listen and understand what's going on so that they know you both know how to resolve the situation. And that comes with a bit of practice. So we're going to be doing practice in the workshop. I'm really excited. It's actually going to be my first couples workshop. Now, I've done other workshops before, but not in a couples situation. So this is going to be really exciting. So ladies, stay tuned, and gentlemen, Peter, stay tuned. If you're in a relationship and you want to improve it, if you want to take it from okay, average, good, when you ask people how's their relationship or things going, they usually go good. Well, you might be okay with that, but many people want to get that excitement back, that passion, that intimacy, that connection back that they used to have when you first started dating. Can you remember that? Do you remember that far back? It's been a while for some. A lot longer than others. Hey, Peter, Nicole. So comment below if this sounds exciting, if you like the idea of learning the 3 C's that can literally save a relationship. And I know it has, because I've helped so many other couples by learning these 3 C's. It's literally saved their marriage, saved their relationship. So if that's you and you sound interested, or you're interested, or you know someone that's interested, comment below and stay tuned, because just working out the logistics at the moment, and I'm so excited to be able to just help people, families, because when I was a paramedic, I saw so much the breakdown of the family unit, and in my beliefs that the family unit is where it starts, the breakdown of that. So when that breaks down, the family unit breaks down, the rest of society breaks down, because that's the glue that holds everything together. That's just my opinion. If that's not yours, comment below, or if you agree, comment below. And I think these 3 C's are critical to any relationship and any communication with anyone. In fact, it should be taught in schools. That's just my opinion anyway. So stay tuned. Comment below if you like the thought of learning more about the 3 C's. And I'll talk to you soon. Lynn Croker, Superwoman versus Real Woman. Bye.